Salut tout le monde and welcome back to French in Plain Sight avec moi, Alex. Today I'm going to teach you 3 advanced ways to use the verb faire that I hear in everyday French. So let's not mess around. Je ne vais pas vous faire attendre. Je sais que vous êtes déjà prêts. Allez, c'est parti. Alors, the first thing on this list is putting the verb faire directly before another verb to express that the subject is the cause of an action without performing the action themselves. Check out these examples. Je fais rénover ma cuisine. Je fais rénover ma cuisine. Mes parents font monter des meubles IKEA. Mes parents font monter des meubles IKEA. Vous avez fait partir les filles. Vous avez fait partir les filles. The first 2 examples are how the French say, I'm getting my kitchen renovated, and my parents are having some IKEA furniture assembled. I'm not renovating my own kitchen, I'm getting some professionals to do it, just as my parents are doing for the assembly of their furniture. The faire shows that there is an intermediary who is performing the action described by the second verb, rénover and monter, without necessarily having to name them. The third example also involves an intermediary, although it's less clear what it is because it's not a person, as is the case in the first 2. You made the girls leave. Vous avez fait partir les filles. You were the cause of the girls leaving, but it was something you said or your behaviour that led them to leave. In English we say made, and as you know, faire means to do or to make. So this one is easier to use right away, but I think harder to explain. You can absolutely name the intermediary too. It's just that often it's not needed. It depends on the situation, but you could say Je fais rénover ma cuisine par une entreprise de bricolage. I'll always remember the first example sentence one of my teachers used to teach me this concept. She said, Je fais cuire un œuf. Je fais cuire un œuf. I cook or boil an egg. In English, we don't use make, have, get to imply that there is an intermediary that performs the action. Yet in French, they are much more literal. Why is it not je cuis un œuf? I mean, I'm the one standing over the pan of boiling water after all. Well, it's because it's actually the heat below the pan that is boiling the water and cooking the egg. Think about that one. The second thing in the list of ways to use faire is an extension of the first, and that is to use se faire when the action happens to and is caused by the same person. Il s'est fait virer. Il s'est fait virer. This means he got fired or he got himself fired. He was in some way at fault which led to him getting fired. He caused the action in some way or entirely. Another one is je me fais couper les cheveux. Je me fais couper les cheveux. I get my hair cut. I'm not cutting it, someone else is. If I cut my own hair, then it's je me coupe les cheveux. I know, this is not the most relevant example for me, but I'm sure it's relevant for a lot of you out there. So it's this idea of being the cause of an action, but not the one who performs it. Sometimes it's as clear as day, and sometimes it's more abstract. And sometimes English and French have a one-to-one translation, and sometimes they don't. The third thing on this list of advanced uses of faire in everyday French is the expression ce qui fait que, which means one of 2 things. Firstly, which means that, and second, what makes. As ever, let's see some examples in order to understand better. À Montpellier, il y a 300 jours de soleil par an, ce qui fait que les gens sont plus heureux en général. In Montpellier, there are 300 days of sun a year, which means that people are happier in general. La balade dure 4 heures, ce qui fait qu'on sera de retour pour le repas de midi. La balade dure 4 heures, ce qui fait qu'on sera de retour pour le repas de midi. The walk lasts 4 hours, which means we'll be back for lunch. Notice that it's at the start of its own clause in these examples. Something will have been said, and then we take a breath and say ce qui fait que to explain further. On the other hand, when it's after c'est or is part of the object of a verb, it means what makes. Ils veulent savoir ce qui fait que vous êtes les experts en technologie. They want to know what makes you the experts on technology. Je pense que c'est ce qui fait que ton entreprise ressort du lot. Je pense que c'est ce qui fait que ton entreprise ressort du lot. I think that's what makes your company stand out from the crowd. Après tout, c'est ce qui fait que la démocratie fonctionne. After all, that's what makes democracy work. Voilà, a brief introduction to 3 very common everyday uses of faire that you want to start thinking about using when you have a good intermediate level of speaking, in my opinion. By the way, there's much more detailed information about French grammar topics like this over on my website. A link is down in the description ci-dessous. Go and check those out. If you enjoyed the video, please do click the thumbs up button down below. C'est gratuit and it really helps me out. Merci beaucoup. Bon, c'est tout. Merci beaucoup d'avoir regardé tout le monde. On se reverra dans une prochaine vidéo. Ciao, ciao.